Last week we stood on Roanoke Avenue at the entrance to a path that leads back to the cemetery that belonged to what is called the Swedenborgian Church, or the New Church, or the Church of the New Jerusalem. This property now belongs to St. John's Church. That's why we're here. The Swedenborgian Church began here the church was built in 1855, but a community was here from 1831, and the founder was a man named Elijah Terry. The first burials here are from 1848, and there were Mary and Chapman Davis, who were both died in that year. There were a lot of influential families from Riverhead who are buried here. The names are Davis, Ketchum, Terry, Corwin, Norton, Griffing. There's also here William Harrison Norton, who was killed in 1864 as a volunteer in the Civil War. He was killed at the Battle of Honey Hill, South Carolina. If you look around the cemetery now and count the burials, it looks like there are about 50 if you count the names on the tombs plus the broken pieces. But there are probably a lot more people buried here. There are writings from 1946 and 1967, both of which describe this as being overgrown with weeds, with bushes, with trees. So probably a lot of the tombstones are buried or broken. When the Church of the New Jerusalem disbanded, there was no care for the place, and so that's why it became overgrown. St. John's got possession of the property a little over 20 years ago, and it's been cleaned up since then, and you see it as it is. Most dates here are between 1870 and 1890. The last burial, interestingly, it's the same family as the first burial. The Davises, who were buried in 1848, and another Davis, Samantha Davis, who died in 1930. There's an interesting burial here, a man named Eliphalet Ketchum, and the census says that he was a master harness maker who died in 1880. And on his tombstone, this is what's written: "Death is life renewed, no more to feel anxiety or pain." I hope that expressed for all of us. I want to express my appreciation to the librarian at the Suffolk County Historical Museum for her help, and also for Georgette Case, who's the Riverhead Town Historian, for the help they gave in looking up the history of this church.